gym, I thought I had to lose weight first because I was kind of a chubby kid and I still am. So I went on a diet of like 2,300 calories and I thought, I just build muscle and lose fat at the same time. For the next month of my life, I made almost no progress in the gym. Although I did start to feel a little better, but I was kind of confused as to why, I wasn't looking like the big muscly guys yet because I wasn't really building that much muscle. So I started to question if I did something wrong, maybe. So, I started searching it up, and that's when I got introduced to bulking and cutting. And I realized that if I was to build muscle, I needed extra calories. I know it's a little bit confusing that I didn't figure that out on my own, but now I'm here, almost 2 years after that, almost, and I don't look awesome. I don't look the best. It takes time, but I look and I feel way better than I ever have. So now I want you to feel the same. I want you to build that muscle as well, and without making the mistakes that I did. So what is bulking? So I'm sure you guys already know about it, but if you don't, bulking is when you eat more food with the intent to gain weight and specifically muscle. To build muscle, your body needs to be in a calorie surplus, otherwise your body has no extra energy to build muscle. So what a calorie surplus is when you have this base level of calories that you will burn. So there's a bunch of calorie calculators out there where you put everything in and they will tell you what your maintenance calorie level is. And that's when you will gain no weight, but you also lose no weight by eating this amount of calories. The calorie surplus, when you go a little bit over that, so let's say your maintenance is 2,500 calories. Bulking or calorie surplus would be 2,800 calories. So over that, where you're gaining weight, but you're trying to build muscle. So that's what a calorie surplus is. Of course, it will cause some fat gain as well. But if you're able to bulk correctly and smartly and you're able to cut correctly, there should be at a minimum and you'll be all right. So there's also the idea of a dirty bulk where you eat whatever you want. And yes, you will gain weight, you will gain muscle. But when you dirty bulk, it will make it so much harder to cut because your body will be so used to eating so much junk food that when you start cutting and you need maybe 2,200 calories to cut, you are just going to be kind of stuck in this, how am I going to eat that little because my body is already used to eating 5,000 calories of junk food every day. It will also make cutting harder because your body will have so much extra fat in it because there's a specific number in which you stop building more muscle and mostly just fat is gained. I can't remember the number, but if you search it up, I'm sure you'll find it. So you need to be clean bulking, otherwise you won't be able to cut. So let's talk about that now. Cutting, as you may have guessed, is the opposite. It's when you eat less food, do more exercise to burn the fat off your body and get you that kind of lean physique. Of course, it will involve some muscle loss because you're losing weight, but if you do it smartly, again, you should keep almost everything that you earn going into the cut in muscle gains and strength. Cutting is especially harder for me, and I know for a lot of people, than bulking because I am huge into food and I have a massive sweet tooth. So cutting calories sucks, and it is really hard for me. I end up cheating a little bit more than I usually do, but it is necessary if I want to look attractive and I don't want to look like a fat boy. So if those are what happens, when should you do it? So now this section is just my opinion, and this is just a guideline. Just like everything else that I talk about, this is guidelines that you should use. But if you want to change it a little bit, it's fine with me. The general ratio should be about 70 to 30 of 70% bulk and 30% cut. And again, you can change the times, but I think that, in the fall, when school kind of starts, you're not going to the pool as much anymore. You're putting your shirt back on. starting to bulk will be better because you'll look better in a shirt. You'll be able to fill it out. Your sleeves will be tight around your arms, everything like that. And when you cut, I would recommend starting in the spring when you're going to start going to the pool again, start taking your shirt off more, so that when you get to June, July, so like maybe April starts, so when you get to June or July, you actually look better. So that's the best idea that I have. If you guys want to change that, that's fine, but that's the guidelines. Start bulking in the fall, maybe late summer, and start cutting in the middle of spring so you can be ready for summer. That's what it would look for me, because I spend a lot of time at the pool in the summer, because swim team in the summer, I have a lot of friends there, blah, 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 blah. I also don't really recommend doing mini bulks, mini cuts, because they really don't give you enough time to build the muscle that you need to have a good physique, because you're constantly switching between gaining muscle and losing muscle each time you cut. And I mean, if you're scared or self-conscious to gain fat, get over it, because you're gonna have to gain fat if you want to gain muscle, because if you just cut, you're gonna look like every skinny guy, and it's gonna suck. And you don't want to look like just the skinny guy. At least when you bulk first, you'll be able to, have big muscles. And even if you're a little fat, you still have that nice big physique. Again, I'll put a calorie calculator in the description for you guys, so you can figure out what your base rate is and how to bulk and cut. But anyways, I hope this video helped. Remember to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.